Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is video number 2 of 2020. Yeah! If you like this look, you want to get to know more about CPG, stay tuned. Here we go. So a little bit about myself. I am a Pisces. My birthday month is February. My birthday is the 21st, so it's coming up real quick. I'll be turning 29. So I like to put moisturizer on my face as well as my neck and chest. Thing that I do is I'll do my eyes. I like to start there just because in case anything falls onto my skin, I can easily just brush it off and it doesn't ruin what I feel like is a lot of hard work. So what I use as a base for my eyes is a tinted moisturizer by ColourPop. I feel like for myself, this does the job. I'm not a makeup artist, obviously, but I feel like from far away, you also can't tell, but if you're up close, I don't know. So now I'm just gonna go in with my Araceli palette. I literally use this like crazy. You can tell all the colors that I typically use. I'm currently in school. I feel like I've been in school forever, you guys, literally forever. But I'm currently in a private school for a nursing program. It's a 3-year program. It feels like forever. At the same time, I've already been 1 year in. So I don't actually start the core program until this summer, which I'm really excited about. I've done an LVN program before. I know it's different. This is for RN, but I don't know, it'll be familiar to me, especially because I've been a caretaker for like about 7 years. So it's nice to get kind of back into what I used to do for so long. Private schools typically are pretty expensive. It's one of those schools where you literally go in, you do all the material that you need to do, and you're out. I've been at a community college for years, and I just felt like I wasn't really getting closer. The classes that I needed sometimes would be available or it wouldn't be available, and working full-time, it was really, really hard to kind of like manage them both. That's kind of how I got into Instagram. If you're wondering what I'm getting ready for, I'm literally getting ready to shoot some content. Okay, so I did my eyes. I'm lying, I'm not done. I'm gonna add in tequila in right here because I just want to. So I started doing social media. Mainly, I just was posting selfies. I thought it was fun and cute. I actually wasn't really very active. I would go on and post like once a month. And then eventually I had a brand from Atlanta. They were like a little boutique. They asked me, you know, I always see you posting your outfits. You know, is there a way that I can send you something from my boutique in exchange to post on your page? And that's kind of where it all started. And eventually, over time, over years, you were able to get paid. So it's a nice thing now. Now that's become my full-time job, and it's been able to help me with school, paying for my bills. So next I'm going to go in with my liner. I love the Araceli liner. I like either Araceli or the Benefit liner. I think they have the best like little tip. It's super precise. And you don't have to like press so hard. You know, you just literally like drag it across and it's so pigmented. So I'm gonna do this really quick and I'll be back. Pretty much just do this part first because I'm gonna put on my foundation. So I'm just putting glue on my lashes right now. But back to my school thing. So it's a 3-year program. I've already completed 1 year. I'm expected to graduate, I believe it's 2020. I wish 2022, which feels like way longer than it is. This past year flew by so quick. So the program that I'm in is a BSN program, which I'm happy for because at least the money I'm paying is going towards something a little bit more than just my certificate. I'll be completed with a bachelor's, which is really exciting for me. So where I'm actually planning on like working afterwards, I'd love to be an aesthetic nurse, Botox fillers, skincare. I love that stuff so much. That's like the jam in my life. But at the same time, you know, being a caretaker for so long, I feel like I would miss it if I didn't also include that part into my life again. So I think either like to work in a hospital or something where I'm still working with patients. That I really, really liked when I was doing my LVN program was wound care. I did wound care and I did immunizations. And I feel like those are two things that a lot of people get a little bit more nervous about or are just a little bit more uncomfortable with doing. And I mean, who knows where I'll end up in the end, or if I find something else a little bit more fascinating at the time. But I do think, at least out of everything, I will still be including some type of skincare. It's always so fascinating to me and I love learning about it. So I can definitely see myself doing that at least. You know, I always felt like I always knew what I wanted to do. Even growing up, I used to make like concoctions and like try to use my family as like my patients, and I would try to like fix their blemishes or do like wannabe Botox and stuff like that. It was just always been a part of me. So as I got older, I just felt like this is for me. But somewhere along the way, I always hit like the craziest speed bumps. If you don't know, with my LVN program, I went to a trade school and basically it screwed me over. If you want to know more about it, I'll put the link of my blog post in the bio and you guys can read it. But I've had quite a journey trying to get to where I'm at today. So it's meant to be. It's meant to be because after everything, I'm still pursuing the same thing and I'm still just as excited for it. And I feel like more and more now is my time. Maybe back then there was things, but now is my time and it feels nice. And I can't wait because it's been a really, really long time, especially for someone who knows what they want. So I'm just putting on my lashes. These are lashes by Juju. I met Juju like a year ago at a Miss Lola event and I love her. She's so cool. This is also style kind of down. To get like a 3-second break, I love drinking tea. So I went and made myself a little bit of some jasmine green tea. That's my favorite tea. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is my foundation. I usually get a spray tan, or I'm usually tan. If not, then I'm like the way I am right now. So my foundations are always all over the place. So I pretty much just mix them up and make them work. The easiest to blend out for myself are ones that, you know, either have an SPF or a moisturizer like these. They're lighter coverage. You could build them up. For me, this is just a little bit easier. So I'm gonna mix these two and put these on. So I feel like I always get questions regarding like my relationship with Dean, especially because we have opposite schedules. I think the most common question that I get is pretty much how we make it work. And I feel like if you're in a relationship and you see a future with this person, I feel like you should try to find a way to make it work. Whether, you know, one day they go to you, vice versa, or if you guys live together, establishing a plan where you guys can have that time together. So for us, for like the last nearly 10 years, have always had opposite schedules. The only like free-ish time that we've had is on the weekends. So that's like the hard part, because especially with like your friends and stuff, like you want to hang out with the homies, but at the same time it's like, but I haven't seen Bae. So for me, like what we'll do is like Fridays he gets out of work a little bit earlier. So whether we both have homework or something, that's kind of more of like our chill night. We're just like happy to see each other. We'll maybe cook dinner at his house and then watch like a show that we've been like looking forward to, or we already started, you know, the weekend, like Saturday, he works, so we get just a little bit of time. I don't think we've ever really had like I see him all day, unless I like spend the night or something. I feel like that's just not really been like how our relationships work. And yeah, but for me it's fine. I like my space and having my own things to do. I think that works out for him too, because it takes a little bit of pressure off of him from trying to make sure that like I have my like needs satisfied. I'm very vocal, so if I do feel like, you know, I need more like time or affection, stuff like that, I'm not shy to just mention it. I feel like if for any reason feel that way too. I think you should voice it, and voice it sooner than later, because if you wait too long, then once you mention, you know, that you think you need more time and, you know, a date night or this, then it can drive like really random tension into the relationship, where maybe you just really wanted to be like, I just want a date night, or I want to do this, or I want to hang out with my friends. I feel like the sooner you do it and mention it and voice how you feel, then the more you can make this work out for you in the long run. And you guys both don't feel pressured, and you guys feel like you guys have your own lives, which I think is important too, is not being so like reliant on your significant other for stuff, you know, having your own hobbies, your own goals, your own life pretty much. So for us, what works out is obviously the weekends. If you follow me on Instagram, you guys may see that we also have season tickets to the Clippers. That also kind of ensures a date night, whether it's on the weekend or if it's during the week and we both have the time to make it, then we both kind of get to kill two birds with one stone. It's like an extra date night. So I'm putting on concealer. This isn't my usual concealer. I mean, this used to be my usual concealer, but I left the concealer I've been using more recently, which is the Frankie Cosmetics, at my friend's house the other day when we were shooting. So I'm just gonna have to use this and make it work. But yeah, for myself, I feel like if you love someone and you want something out of your relationship, then it's up to you to really establish that time, voice your opinions, and let them know. And if they aren't able to kind of meet you halfway or be part of these plans, if the effort isn't there on both sides, you know, it's really hard to hold a relationship up on your own. I use the Frankie Rose like contouring palette. You could tell I use and abuse this. What I'll do is mix what I think is like just a translucent powder and a little bit of like the highlight, and I use that underneath my eyes. I feel like not only does it set it, but it adds a little bit of brightness underneath the eyes, which I really like. So plans for the future for us. It's always exciting to kind of talk about, you know, life in the future, but at the same time, we both are in school. So I think the best thing for us to not add pressure where it's not needed. We're comfortable, and I think if you're comfortable with your relationship and you guys talk about things, then you should be okay with, you know, where it's going. And if you're not okay with it, then that's something that you guys should talk about and bring up, so that you guys are on the same page and you guys both feel comfortable and not feel offended if people bring it up, or if other people are getting engaged, getting married, having children, to feel like you need to do that too, if that's not exactly even the place that you want to be at just yet. So that's my take on that. But he's a great guy. I think there's literally no one that I've met that could ever like come close to the type of person that he is. If I could like build a man, it would be Dean. And I feel like that's nice to know. Okay, so now I'm using the Frankie Rose palette. I'm going to be using the bronzer. I just kind of like dab it in my skin just to warm up my face. Gives me a little bit of color. Also chisels out just different areas of my face. This is probably one of my favorite parts of doing my makeup, is making myself look tan. I just think it looks so much better, and I love it. So now I'm just putting in highlight in those same areas that I originally had put my concealer. I'm using the same highlighter that I used underneath my eyes and on my cheeks, just onto the bridge of my nose. And I just kind of like swoop whatever's left in between my brows, just to kind of space them out a little bit. Some people like their brows really close, but that's just, I don't. I'm also going to add this in the corners of my eyes. I literally have added either a white or a highlighter in the corners of my eyes since probably like middle school. If you look at old pictures, I literally would have like a white dot, but I used to always use my finger too. So it's a slight bit of an upgrade. But that was like my makeup back then. I would put like maybe mascara, and then I would put like highlighter in between there, and I just thought it looked so nice. I don't remember exactly who did it before, maybe my sister. But but that was like my thing. I probably stole it from my sister. Now I'm gonna do my brows. I'm just gonna pretty much just retrace areas that are kind of fading away from my microblading. I got them like 2 years ago. So, you know, they do need some touch-ups, but for the most part, I feel like I just like them the way they are by itself, and I'm fine with the way they look. If anything, I feel like they look pretty good just by itself. I mean, there's gonna be probably some brow people who are like, but I like them, which is all that matters. So a few things I'd like to accomplish this year is, you know, maintaining good grades while I'm in school. Also, you know, ensuring my spot for, you know, my nursing program. I'm really excited for that. I feel like I'm literally counting down the days, especially because one of my best friends is starting like a term before me. Shout out to you, Jackie. But she's starting a little bit ahead of myself. So not that I have FOMO, but I want to be with her, you know. I think it would be so fun to just go through school, especially such a like challenging and long program with one of your best friends. I think that's so fun. And yeah, you know, if I could, I would start ahead, but I can't. Okay, so I just did the outside part of my brow. I feel like that's plenty. So obviously I want to do well in school, but another thing that I'm kind of working towards, obviously I live at home still, and I'm doing that because private schools are a little bit more expensive. Also, I feel like if Dean and I aren't moving in just yet, I feel like it's a good idea for me to just save up, and when we can, which I'm hoping will be in the next year, is to finally move in together, have our own place. So I like stabbed my own eye, but this is kind of how it looks like so far. My eyes are like a little watery. What I'll do is get this little brush. I don't know exactly what it's called. It's a 205. And then I'll get the same Araceli palette. And what I'll do is mix sombrero and this bad boy, I forget what it's called now, cafe. And use that on the bottom part of my lash line. So I'd like to do well in school. I'd like to get my own place in the future. And another thing is just being a little bit more present online. I feel like that first year for school, I was really nervous about making sure that I'm present in school too, and putting in maximum effort and getting used to the workload, also getting to know the material and the information that I'm going to need, you know, in order to succeed in the program. So that's been something that I've kept in mind. I use a dark brown lip liner, and I'll little slightly overline my lips. This is them before. So we'll go in, and then I use this ColourPop. It's the Becky G in shade B, and I'll just put this on. I'd also like to, you know, continue losing weight. I'm doing keto right now, which I really like, but I'm not going to be on it forever. You know, I love fruit and I love other vegetables, and I'd like to have some fries and stuff like that somewhere in the picture. I don't see myself doing keto forever, although I do really like it as a diet. Now what I'm going to do is set my makeup. I use the Urban Decay setting spray, and I'll literally just spritz it on. Like, some people really go in, but I already put on my lashes and stuff, so. And I'm just taking pictures here. If I was going out, I probably would have set it before I did lashes, and especially before my lips. So just a little bit more about myself. I am Mexican American. My parents are from Jalisco. Shout out Rosa and Felipe. I have 2 older sisters, Eva and Vanessa, and I have a younger brother, Jonathan. A few things I love to eat are sushi, ramen, what else? Wings. So some of my pet peeves are bad drivers are probably like one of my #1 things. I cannot stand people who either don't know how to drive, don't know how to merge onto a freeway. I just feel like if you're not confident when you're driving, like, why are you on the road? The other 2 things are like chewing with your mouth open. If I could hear you chewing, unless you're doing like some ASMR where I'm aware that you're going to be doing this, like, it's so annoying to me. Another thing is if you don't replace the toilet paper. Like if you see the toilet paper is done, get another one, put another one there. A few other goals that I have in mind is to grow my YouTube, grow my Instagram, grow my social media platforms, but for the right reasons, showing you guys more about myself, my life, the things that I love, the things that, you know, just make me myself. I love being on social media. I love going online and seeing your guys' posts, and I love reading your guys' comments and messages. They crack me up. Some of you guys are hilarious. And I feel like if I ever met you, like we would be friends, you know? We have like the same sense of humor. So yeah, I just would like to give you guys a little bit more of my life and not be so private. I'm a very private person. If there's any time to do it, I have the confidence to do it now. And I just want to see where it goes and take you guys with me. I want some abs. I want to get some good grades, be a badass nurse, eventually get a new place, and just enjoy life. We take too many things way too seriously and just live to impress God knows who, like random people or people that you're around. Like, if you're doing that, stop in the name of love, okay? Just learn to live for yourself, set goals, you know, really go after them. Be realistic about yourself, your goals, your time, you know, the things that you really want to accomplish. You want to accomplish, not what you want others to see you accomplish for the sake of whatever. I feel like that's something that kind of goes out and sprinkles around social media a lot. It's just kind of that showing people up or showing people what you have. And I don't think that life should be about that. I think you should enjoy yourself, you know, create hobbies and goals for yourself that will just continue to make you a better person and also teach others how to love and encourage themselves to do the same thing. So before I let you guys go, I just want to remind you guys to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. I love doing stuff like this. I'm shocked that I haven't done it sooner, but the more and more that I do this, the more comfortable I become with doing these videos and sharing more about myself. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. I don't even know, but a hablar.